Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sudamerican Master 4. This is the 4th season of the Sudamerican Master. It's an awesome tournament being sponsored by Hitbox, LG, Dark Dog, and Dota 2 Best YOLO as the betting site, so thank you guys so much for the sponsorship. I am really excited for this match. We've got Verba versus Monster PC Gaming. Both of these teams are actually teams that qualified through the open qualifier, so relatively unknown, rising up. They're the underdogs, and now they're battling it out for points to get a high spot in this tournament. I'm your caster, Android, and I am not alone. I am being joined by the wonderful Hitchhiker of the Mind. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, Titch here. Yeah, I'm really excited. This is my first time casting for the Sudamerican Cup, and I always love an underdog, so this match is going to be fan-freaking-tastic for me to get started.
Yeah, so first ban right here, the very first ban, Reston Verba got first ban. They took out the Earth Spirit. Is that any surprise to you at this point?
Oh heck no, it's just nothing anybody wants to play against anymore. I mean, you hear pros complain about it all the time, you see how much it ruins your own pubs. I mean, if I could ban it in pubs, I totally would.
Well, that's certainly a strong statement. In fact, Earth Spirit has a 59.6% win rate in professional games this patch. That's a little bit absurd. That is the 5th highest win rate overall of any hero.
Yeah, and like going back to the last, I think it was the last major, he had like something, or the last big tournament, he had something like a 90% win rate amongst the tier 1 teams.
Yeah,
I mean, you just can't play against him.
It is kind of broken. And speaking of broken, we also have the OD banned out, LD, and the Death Prophet. Are those bans you would have opted for first round bans, or you think you can kind of let them through?
I think maybe I would have switched out the LD for an Oracle, just because Oracle is so freaking annoying, especially with all of this. It's just being able to purge off disables, and it can save teammates that can stand and fight when normally they would have gone down. Like, you combine it with combine it with an OD, and you've got a terrifying combo right there.
Yeah, one thing to note is Invoker did actually get through the first round of bans, which is not usual. Of course, he had that big little nerf a couple days back, but I think he's still a very in-demand pick. Do you think that's something that Reston Verba go for right here?
Oh, definitely. You see, because we got 2 major mids banned, and the OD was one of the few that were having a good time against the Invoker, so I think they banned it out in order to pick the Invoker for themselves.
That is certainly a possibility. Monster PC's draft, though, they have got some serious gank potential. Lion is one of the best utility supports. He's got reliable stun. He's got unbelievable nuke damage with his ultimate. He's got a Hex, and he's got some sustain in terms of mana. And then Night Stalker, obviously, he is just absolutely a monster to walk around the map and pick off whoever he wants.
Yeah, with that said, I hope Reston Verba's not planning on putting that Lina mid. She might be a little too squishy for this roaming combo.
Yeah, I think
I mean, you got... Terrifying.
Yeah, that might be a mid Lina. I rarely see her picked up as kind of a greedy position 4 anymore. She does not do super well in any other role, really, aside from either a roaming position 4 or a mid. I worry about her mid, especially because Invoker's still in the pool. Invoker, you know, he could skill up that Cold Snap and just destroy her in lane.
Yeah, especially with just one stun, even he doesn't even really need the rotations, and that leaves these two free to roam on the safe lane farmer. I mean, they have the Faceless Void, which is probably the best off-laner right now, in my opinion. He's just so fantastic, and he's got all the escape that also takes away the damage, and then as soon as you get Chronosphere, the whole game changes.
Absolutely. So, again, Invoker making it through to the 3rd round of picks after the 3rd round of banning. That's pretty unusual at this point, but I do think the bans make sense. They take out the Slark as well as the Gyrocopter, both very in-demand heroes. Gyrocopter's great because he starts off with a ton of damage, a ton of kill potential, and Slark because he's such a snowballer, and you don't want that comboing with the Faceless Void and Alina, 2 very powerful gank heroes.
Definitely, and both teams seem to be picking for control of the pace of the game, and so it's really going to come down to who can pull off their strategy first, because it seems like Reston Verba want to go for, you know, kind of more of a mid-game peak, while, you know, Monster PC just wants to start things running from the very get-go and start just destroying heroes. So it's going to be, if Reston Verba can dodge those early ganks, so far anyway, we're only two picks in, but if it looks like they're setting up for that sort of ramp-up. If they can dodge the early ganks, they'll be good to go with theirs, but if they can't, they're going to be set really far behind.
Batrider ban, I don't think I've seen that in, well, God knows how long. Do you think that's just, again, another counter on the ganks? They want to make sure that Monster PC, they're in control of the map. They don't want Batrider walking about. They don't want that Firefly. They don't want the threat of a lasso?
Yeah, and I think they also are going to probably pick a jungler here, because that's one thing Bat can really screw with is your junglers if he gets You can just go in the off lane, go in the safe lane. It doesn't. He can just transition so easily into the jungle, so he can get a lot of vision and get you a lot of knowledge on whether ganks are coming or not. With his big mobility early on with the Firefly, he can just pop in and out, get vision, and that kind of screws over your ganks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Reston Verba still looking to pick up probably 2 supports unless this Lena's doing something funky, and their core. Do you think they're kind of locked into things they have to pick to counter Monster PC, or can they go in on the offensive here?
There's nothing to like Monster PC. They're definitely strong, but they're nothing that you need to focus your draft around countering. Like Night Stalker is like, oh, that Ursa's gonna be a problem though.
Wow, yeah, that could definitely be an issue. I'm seeing a little bit of greed coming out from Monster PC, though. You mentioned that they have that strategy of just get in, do the damage from minute 1, take control. If they don't get the map space to do that, if they get locked down by Reston Verba before 10-15 minutes, then I don't know if the Ursa and the Night Stalker are going to scale as much as they want.
Yeah, now they're definitely set for that early game. Okay, I was just about to say, if Resnon Verba pick up a jungler who gets online quickly and can shut down these ganks or just rotate and make them not comfortable with ganking, they're going to be in some trouble, and they pick up the Enigma, which is a fantastic pick.
Yeah, I really like this Enigma pick. I usually think it's a greedy pick, but in this case I think it's perfectly justified. Have someone in that jungle walking about. Faceless Void's completely fine on his own, so they're going to run a duo safe lane, probably a babysitter character and a hard carry. Oracle and Dazzle are both in the pool as far as babysitters go, and Witch Doctor.
Oh, definitely. And not only that, the Enigma with the Dazzle, the Oracle, either one actually, they can make sure that black hole happens, and so that's something Monster PC has to think about. They have to figure out which one they don't want, and they only have 1 ban left, so one of those is getting through to Resonant Verba if they don't ban him.
Yeah, I'd actually really like to see the Witch Doctor. I think his Death Ward can combo so unbelievably well with Black Hole and Chronosphere that it's kind of absurd, so Monster PC might be looking to ban that out, but they're going to go ahead and pick themselves up their 4th hero first. I mean, what do you pick against this lineup? You need to pick someone that has unreal escape.
And who's going to need a range hero now with Enigma and his Black Hole. I mean, and the Chronosphere. Your 2 big damage dealers that you have so far are really susceptible to both of those ults. They don't even, Night Stalker has there it is, the Invoker.
Yeah, so that's a range hero. That's a hero that can definitely shred Lina mid if she's not playing safe. But again, Lina does outrange Invoker. He might be trying to use those Forge Spirits to go in rather than having to walk into lane and take some of her harass in terms of right clicks and Dragon Slaves and whatnot.
Definitely, or he can get. And they have to do that actually, because if they wait for the Quas Wex to come online to try to mana burn out these 3 heroes, which would be fantastic with the EMP, but with that early aggression, you have to dominate all of your lanes really early. So he might be kind of cornered in going Exort this match.
Yeah. Do you think Night Stalker is going to be kind of that greedy roaming position 4, or is he going to be thrown into the off lane?
Right now, it's looking like he's actually going to be in the off lane because. I mean, they could use. You said actually, if they choose. Whoa, a Puck.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Lena's gonna be a position 4. Oh man, that's awesome. Throw out the Lena, make it think. Oh, I like it.
I actually don't know. Puck is very viable in the off lane. Of course, Void might be going there too. I've seen Puck safe lane. I've seen Lena safe lane. So Reston and Verba are doing a great job not showing their hands. I think the only thing we know for sure is that Enigma's going to be in the jungle.
Right? Then, suddenly it's wrong. It's a safe lane Enigma or something.
That might be a little quirky, even for South Americans who tend to like to shake it up in terms of drafts, because, we've got Lion, Night Stalker, Ursa, heroes that we don't see picked a whole lot, certainly not together. I don't recall the last time I've ever seen an Ursa with a Night Stalker.
It has been a while for me, too. I mean, I guess, once you get them together, I mean, if you can get the stun from the Lion, the Science from the Night Stalker, that might give Ursa enough room to actually get up in there. We see a bat out on a Tidehunter and an Ember Spirit.
Alright, this is a game!
Dirty Dota!
I love it!
So, instead of that aggressive early game, it looks like now they're just going to go protect the Broodmother or just leave the Broodmother alone to harass the crap out of your safe lane, whichever you pick. And then, that lane, they're going to have to commit a lot to keep it online, and they're going to be rarely susceptible to ganks with everybody else. I really love the last pick Broodmother. That is so...
I think it's great, but at the same time, it has the potential to be absolutely destroyed by the Puck, Enigma, and the Faceless Void. And we've got a Sven as our last pick here. That Cleave is going to be great at getting the Spiderlings off, but Monster PC, what I see is their draft is win every lane, apply pressure everywhere on the map at once, and Resnon Verba, they have to rotate as a unit in order to get those crazy combos off. So, you know, even if they destroy bottom lane, mid and top can still be pushing because Monster PC have that power.
I completely agree, and it looks like we're going to have everybody picking out their heroes. I'm really excited for this match because these are two very good combos, two very good ideas on how to control the game. So it's really going to come down to execution, especially when it comes to, you know, your high ability picks like your Invoker and Broodmother, and then, you know, Puck getting the perfect Dream Coil, which could lead into a Black Hole, which could lead into a Chronosphere, or any which way that it could go. And even then, you can get, you know, I love the Enigma Sven combo that brings into the pop to silence everybody. There's so much synergy on Resnon Verba, but there's so much like hunt and stalk and kill potential on the side of Monster PC. So I'm gonna have a quick pause as we're getting started. So we got, I mean, these picks are just fantastic. Oh, it looks like we don't have somebody didn't connect on the side of Resnon Verba.
This is what we call the ceremonial early game pause, making sure that everyone is in and ready. I don't think I've ever had a game of the Sudamerican Master in the 3 seasons I've covered without a pause right at the start. So at this point, you know, it's we got to make history here. So we're going to have our final reconnect, and we can go ahead and introduce the teams as soon as we resume things up.
Fantastic. So who do you think they put mid on Resnon Verba? You got your Puck or your Lina. I think Puck does a little better against Invoker, right?
I think Puck does really well against Invoker, but at the same time, I don't know how much the Lina is going to really be able to do as that position 4. Or is she even position 5? What is Resnon Verba's lineup? If she goes really hard support, she's going to be essentially just a stun in the bottle, and then eventually a Laguna Blade when she skills that up. But I don't know.
She's definitely going hard support. She picked up 4 wards, tangos, dusts. I mean, she's going to be that hard position 5 Lina, which, I mean, I've seen it work. It's been a while since I've seen her played that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big risk here. She usually takes more of that core position, but we will see if they can get it off the ground, because Sven and Puck and Faceless Void, they all require a little bit of help to set up the team fights, and hopefully her Light Strike Array can be the one to do that. But without further ado, why don't we go ahead and introduce the teams on the Radiant. We've got Monster PC Gaming. We're going to have Tom Crowley on the Ursa. Down here in the bottom lane, we are going to have Miracle on the support Lion, heading towards the bottom rune. We've got TG on the Invoker, 2 on the Night Stalker, and then finally here in the top lane, we've got Hohenstaufen on the off lane Broodmother.
That's perfect. I don't think I could have pronounced that as accurately as you did right off the bat. And then on the dire side, up top, we have Chromaz taking the Sven. We've got GBL sitting on the Puck. SGG on the Lina. Rama, who's a stand-in on the Enigma. And then Faceless Void on the bottom is going to be NoFX.
Alright, so these lanes are kind of looking really nasty. Up against the Faceless Void, usually you see him have a problem when there's range heroes, but okay, so looks like Night Stalker.
He's grabbing his boots, he's like, come get me!
He is just waiting to be punished, but unfortunately no one takes the bait on that, so it looks like we are going to have just a 1-1 split on the runes. That's going to start things off nice and even. So it is going to be a mid-Puck versus a Invoker. Who comes out on top of that?
I'd say Puck if he plays it right, but this is one of those, you know, match that they're fairly even in, so it'll come down to skill and execution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I was just looking at that stat. Thanks, Borno, for the stats. Where you see the 58% win rate for Broodmother on Radiant. That's impressive. Like, but she's already being counted up. There was the lane ward up top for SGG and Chromaz.
Yeah, I think this Lina pick, I'm liking it more and more. I was hesitant at first, but because she was able to buy sentries right off the bat, she can easily farm creeps if she levels up that Dragon Slave. She doesn't have a hard time harassing against Broodmother because she can outrange her dramatically, and so if Lina needs to just take a couple last hits to go buy herself some more wards, it's going to be very easy as opposed to kind of a squishy, flimsy support like even a Shadow Shaman. And
I think Hohenstaufen has to kind of worry about this double stun, pretty high damage combo with wave clear. I mean, it's going to be a kind of a bitter lane for this poor Broodmother.
Yeah, I don't know. I think even if Broodmother has a really, really tough lane, look at bottom. This Faceless Void is not going to get anything.
Oh man, that is ugly. They've got just this aggressive try. So he's going to be probably run in, hit, and then have to use his time walk to get out and negate all the damage they just did to him. Like, it's not a fun lane if you're anybody. And with the let's see, the lion down here, he can just sap away all your mana before, so even that becomes hard to do.
Yeah, I think if they can secure Faceless Void, if they make sure he does not have enough mana for that time walk, then there's such high kill potential here on Monster PC. We've got the Night Stalker who has not chose to level up anything. I'm guessing he's going to grab a point in that Void. If he doesn't feel like he needs it, maybe Hunter in the Night. But, you know, Ursa can just get in and slap you down.
Now, if you're Ursa here, do you think you go the Overpower to rely on your team to get the stuns, or do you go Earthshock for that extra slow and just try to secure that way?
Well, it looks like he is going to go for Fury Swipes, but I wouldn't be surprised to see... Yeah, well, okay, so again, just starting things off with Harass on the Void, which is exactly what this Night Stalker and Lion need to do. This hard position 5 Lion, he's just going to be there in lane, and Night Stalker, just kind of being a bully, does opt to go for that Void, just to make sure that Faceless Void has nothing to work with.
Meanwhile, top Hohenstaufen has laid down Sentry Ward and taken away all of RNV's vision here.
Yeah, SGG going to have a little bit of a hard time keeping the vision up, but she has the dust as well, so even if they don't know exactly where she is, as soon as she shows herself, if they opt to go for a kill, the dust is going to help out tremendously with that.
Definitely. Mid lane looks to be going, actually, the way of the Invoker.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got 4 denies off already.
Wow, this guy is...
2, sorry.
Yeah, well, now it's 3. But he's certainly having a fun time, and I think it's just coming down to Puck being forced to level up that phase shift because does not want to stand up against anything. Puck is going to do a fair amount of damage here up against TG, but Invoker, he's feeling pretty confident. He's got 2 tangos, as well as a healing salve.
And always good to see the early exchanges. Oh man, this Enigma is just...
Oh no! What happened?
Oh god, no.
Where was it?
Courier got picked off. It was top here. It looks like it got picked off by the Broodmother.
Wait, Radiant's Courier got killed by the Broodmother?
Sorry. Somebody pinged top and I was... I'm derping out. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was on the Dire just because they have this really aggressive ward here up on the high ground. Maybe Lina went in and made one of those clutch plays it seems like she's capable of doing. Again, we've got Resnon Verba here to change up the meta, bring back that position 5 Lina, and if they can get it off the ground, I really, really like this draft. But again, I think it's difficult. They have to face pressure constantly from the Broodmother. Once Ursa gets huge, everyone's going to be scared of ganks all of the time. So, Resnon Verba, they've got really strong teamfight potential. They've just got to live long enough to get it off the ground.
Definitely. Level and Cleave already picked up from the Sven to help deal with those Spiderlings, and SGG is going to be careful. There's a whole Spiderling army going on her.
She's going to go in with the Light Strike Array, keeps herself alive for now, but Jungle Creep's actually doing a fair bit of damage here. Now Broodmother could be in some trouble, does not have a web at the moment right now, and now she's just going to shuffle off into the trees. I'm surprised Lina didn't cast Dust, anticipating that there would be backup from her Sven and Enigma, maybe trying to get that spider down, but, well, for the moment she feels very secure here in the lane.
Really aggressive movement coming out from the Enigma. He's actually looks like he's going to spend a little bit of his time here just trying to secure some of that farm for his Sven.
Looks like spiders are going to do a fair job chunking him down. Broodmother's done a great job just getting those spiderlings up. She's got 2 points in the spawn spiderlings, which is, I guess it's typical. Sometimes you see some of the incapacitating bite level just to get that slow off, but, I mean, the more spiders Brood has, the better she's going to go up against really, really squishy early game heroes like the Lina and the Enigma. Down bottom, Faceless Void, doing such a good job just dealing with his harass, but again, he's really not getting anything. He's got 4 last hits. He's only level 3, as opposed to this tri-lane, which is doing really, really well. Ursa is top of the last hit chart, having 26 to his name.
Yeah, and he's already picked up his phase boots 4 minutes in.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, actually. Ooh, up in the top lane. Both Lina and Broodmother put down their sentries at the exact same time and eat each other's sentries at the same time, so there's no vision in this top lane now.
Which, of course, favors the Broodmother. She'll take that exchange any day of the week.
Absolutely. Sven here, he has his treads, he's got that stout shield, so he's very tanky, good amount of kill potential, he's got good amount of strength stats as well, but he doesn't want to dive on the spider just yet.
An Iron Talon picked up by Faceless Void. He's going to grab this little side jungle here, so that way he can get something out of his lane.
Yeah, I mean, the Iron Talon, pretty typical builds. I like it a lot. Ooh, here in the top lane, we could have the first kill of the game here. Looks like the Light Striker Ray does connect. Dragon Slave as well. Finally, one last right click will secure the first blood. Position 5, Lina bringing it home here, taking out MPG's Broodmother.
That was a fantastic play, and they stacked their stunts just perfectly so that she had no chance of getting out of there. Good body blocks from the Sven as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was a rotation up from the Lion, but not able to save his buddy. In fact, he needs to be very careful of his positioning. Sven does have another one of those Stormhammers, and he could easily get chunked down.
And that was actually good patience coming out from the Sven. He hadn't wasted one Stormhammer until the point he knew he was going to have vision. He didn't have to worry about her skittering away. I mean, takes a lot of patience not to just want to engage all the time as a Sven.
Yeah, down in the bottom lane, we've got Ursa pushing up to tower now, so it looks like Radiant... They might be trying to start making a move, and Faceless Void, he's feeling really spooked. He only has brown boots, like we mentioned, that Iron Talon, but he is certainly not getting that close to his level 6, whereas Ursa, he needs about another creep wave and a half to get there.
Man, it's such a vast difference. They spent so much time shutting him down, but now we have the Lion roaming top. That might spell... Oh, no!
Broodmother ended up getting a kill on the Lina there. Used the spawn spiderlings and, well, just filled her up with insect babies and took her out.
And the stun from Sven came out, but it was just a second too late. He hit all the spiders right as Lina died. I mean, he was just out of range in time to save her.
Well, now he looks like he could be in some trouble as well. There's a rotation in from the Night Stalker. It's nighttime here. Looks like he's going to go in Void to start things off. Broodmother's here. She doesn't want to spend a web to get all the way out. Now I think there's going to be a clean disengage. SGG's here, taking some damage from the Spiderlings. There's going to be a Stormhammer here onto Night Stalker. Earthspike comes out from the Lion. Stand-in is getting very, very low, and it looks like Night Stalker does fall. Enigma's here. He does have a black hole if they want to commit this to the Lion. Lion's getting very, very low. There's no Stormhammer to be had. No mana from the Sven. It looks like Lion could be getting out away, but here in the top lane, looks like Lina still taking some damage under tower. Lion is going to be tucked into the trees here. He's running for his life, trying to juke out here, and I think he's going to make it. Although Sven getting very, very close to having enough mana for that Stormhammer. He's going to try to Earthspike himself away. The stun is off the mark. Finally, Sven gets the kill with one last hit. Meanwhile, Invoker gets the kill on Lina using a very well-placed Sunstrike.
That was an insane minute. With that, Sven gets 2 kills. He picks up his Morbid Mask, and now he's ready to rock. I'd say that trade went highly in favor of RNV.
We've got a battle of the summons here, as Spiderlings being converted to Eidolons, so Broodmother may be a little bit salty about that. But, again, this is the power of the Broodmother. She can just sit here and constantly apply pressure, and yeah, MPG lost a couple of heroes there. Ooh, Sven has to be very, very happy about that. He's able to chunk down those Spiderlings as he does have points in that Great Cleave.
He put 3 points in it. You rarely see it this early, but it works so effectively against the Broodmother, you can't question it. It's just awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those counter picks, but Broodmother kind of knows how to deal with it. She's certainly microing those Spiderlings away from damage, and she's not fed a whole bunch of them just yet.
Yeah, actually, it's been pretty impressive, because those Spiderlings, just having the macro skills to keep them safe from that constant damage coming out from Sven, I'm really liking the way...
Mid lane, it looks like Night Stalker might be going down once again, takes a Dragon Slave to the face. Puck getting the kill from that, does have to use the Dream Coil to secure it, but certainly worthwhile, making sure that there's no ganks coming up from that guy for another 30-40 seconds till he gets himself back into lane.
I had doubts about the Lina, but I've been shut the hell up. This has been awesome to watch.
Yeah, Lina, I mean, she is position 5, but right now she's 1, 2, and 2, so that is certainly a nice KDA. At this point, we've got a dust here on the Spider. It looks like Light Striker Ray will be cast. She's locked down. She's dead. Cutting back to the face, although the Sunstrike comes through. Another kill onto Lina. Invoker, he says, you can have my Spiderling, but I'm not going to give her up without a fight, so takes out the Lina once again. Is that trade worthwhile?
Not really, but it's one of those things that's a great consolation prize.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got the Spiderlings in lane to secure a little bit of the farm, so it's not a complete loss. Broodmother, she's still getting something, but Sven is getting huge at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's picked up the Helm of the Iron Will. He even picked up an extra Mango just to give himself, have that stun always ready.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a smart play here. Broodmother, she heads back into lane fearless. Maybe she's going for that Midas, as she does have about 1,400 gold saved up.
Sends the Spiderlings in the jungle to steal the Enigma's farm.
Well, More Eidolon converts come out. Bottom lane, we've got a first Chrono, and it looks like Tom Crowley being taking a lot of the damage. Time dilation, making sure that guy doesn't have anything to go on, and he's going to be stuck up in that Dream Coil. Does end up stunning himself. Looks like he's going to be stunned up by the Lina once again. He's silenced, and finally Lion coming through with the Earth Spike, trying to save his buddy. Tom Crowley running really, really fast with those phase boots, pops a salve to keep himself healthy for now, and it looks like Dire not able to find anything. We've got a rotation in from the Invoker, trying to see if he can get anyone down from this. Looks like Faceless Void. He's got a time walk up, is going to time walk through the buddies, leaving TG stuck in the trees. And now Puck on the back lines, back to full health. Might try to re-engage here. We've got a rotation from the Night Stalker as Enigma with a smoke reveals it. Is this going to be our first black hole of the game? And it looks like it's not even needed. Light Strike away, Dragon Slave connects, and Enigma secures another kill for himself. Invoker is left to just wander back to his base all alone. Lion might be in some trouble. Looks like he's going to hide in the safety of the trees, but are they going to die for him? It looks like Void definitely contemplating it. He's trapped in by Eidolons now. It looks like the Illusory Orb comes through. He's going to stick himself up to try to stay healthy, but Lion does go down.
Oh, who's going into this? This is a terrible idea.
I mean, it's a bad idea here, but they might get the kill on Enigma here. Oh, we've got our first black hole of the game underneath the Tier 1 tower. Enigma does fall. Tom Crowley getting very, very low here. It looks like he's going to be A-okay. We've got a Sunstrike, does not connect on anyone but Puck in some unfriendly territory. Phase shifts to live just a couple seconds longer, but ends up going down to the Ursa. Now Ursa, he's running, he's scared, he's enraged, and it looks like Lena's trying to do what she can to keep herself alive, cast a Light Strike array, but Ursa hops out of that and secures himself a kill. So triple kill for the Ursa. You said that was maybe a bad rotation. I disagree.
Holy hell, was I wrong. I was like, I underestimated the power of Enrage. They blew a lot on him early when he had that up, and it just negated so much damage, and he was just able to wander around killing the hell out of people. And it's interesting, he's got the early Mask of Madness, and he pops that while he has his Enrage up, so it negates the extra damage taken from the Mask of Madness.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty classic combination. We've got some tower aggro here. Broodmother does manage to secure his top tower with her Spiderlings, but now down bottom, Radiant want to add some additional pressure here. Ooh, Dragon Slave taking Ursa very, very low, but Lina, she has that Laguna Blade, doesn't want to pop it just yet. Maybe she could have gotten that kill, but didn't want to risk getting too far in range.
I think that, and she was also afraid that he'd pop Enrage, and she would blow the Laguna Blade without getting a kill.
That's also very, very true. Invoker, meanwhile, just pressuring this mid lane, so we're seeing a little bit of that draft strategy we talked about, where MPG, they're going in, they're getting kills, and they're applying pressure all over the map. Top being pushed by the Broodmother. Down bottom, we've got Ursa kind of strutting his stuff, and mid lane, Invoker secures the tower. And now it looks like we could have something coming up here, as there's an Invis Root on the Lion. They scout out Lina, she's very squishy, they're going in, they've got the Void, they've got the Earth Spike. Can they get her down fast enough? Looks like the Light Strike away comes out. They're going to stun up the Night Stalker, but they do get the kill on the Lina. Night Stalker does not want to stun himself up again. Miracle is going to be the sacrificial lamb here. Sven comes in. He is dominating now as he takes down that Lion.
So, a position 5 trade. I think the Lion is a little more important right now because as Lina blew her ult to try to get that Night Stalker kill, but pretty even trade except for the fact that Sven got the kill. I think Sven having that really put it in favor of RNV.
Yeah, at this point we can take a look at the overall net worth. We've got Invoker and Ursa leading the charge, but behind that is Sven. He's not too far behind. A couple more kills and he'll exactly catch up. And in terms of overall team net worth, it is starting to spike in MPG's favor. Certainly nothing insurmountable yet, but almost a 5,000 net worth lead for the Radiant. Down bottom, we've got Tom Crowley getting very, very low. He's enraged. He's trying to get out, but just cannot negate enough of that damage. So Puck secures another kill. That guy's now 2, 1, and 3. Puck definitely elusive, making himself worthwhile, rotating on the map, but mid lane we've got more pressure from the Radiant. Broodmother still doing her thing up top.
Smoke up, 2 people smoke, but it's got the Invoker and the Lion. They're rotating up on this Sven. He's being pinged out by, and Broodmother's headed that way too. This might be a 3v1.
Yeah, I mean, this Sven, he's tanky, but hopefully he has his spidey senses tingling, and he's going to TP out right now. I don't think they're going to break it in time. He is going to get out, so that's a waste of a 3-man rotation from the Radiant.
Man, that Dota sense, though.
Yeah, that was certainly something.
There, I see nobody. I'm all alone. Time to GTFO.
Exactly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Holy hell.
Yeah, we've got some Ancient stacking going on here, as Sven going to go and take a triple stack of Ancients. That is going to help his farm so unbelievably much. He already has drums sitting in his stash, and this is going to be another couple of 100 gold in his pockets. Meanwhile, the Radiant applying so much pressure here in the top lane. They are going to secure this tower. It looks like the Dire, they don't have a glyph ready to spend. And finally, Broodmother, that strategy really paying off. She was not shut down hard enough in the early game.
Oh, Sven taking some serious damage over here. He needs to be aware of sunstrikes. Luckily, there's no vision of him right now, but that's bold farming from Chromas.
Well, we've got a rotation in from the Invoker trying to go up against all of the Dire and man-fight them, essentially. Looks like they are just going to be here, ready to turn this. They have the tower. It is going to get denied by Invoker, but I think TG pays the ultimate price for that. It was a nice play, but I don't think it was worth his life.
Definitely not. I mean, just all of that just to deny your tower. I mean, at this point, I think he's worth more than the tower. Crowley smoked up in the jungle, though.
It's going to reveal as he walks into Faceless Void. Enigma still does have the black hole. Has to be very careful here. Rama might try to turn and get this. He goes down before he can cast it. Really great pick up there on the Enigma. Now the team fight is in the Radiant's hands. How hard are they going to chase this? They're going to have Ursa going in, smacking up everyone, although we've got a Chronosphere. I don't know if they're going to take down the Ursa fast enough. Stormhammer comes in. Ursa does go down. And now it's going to be Lion and Night Stalker running for their lives. They've got Sven here and Faceless Void. They're leaping. They're fast. I don't know if Lion can get out of this.
Dire's top tower is under
The problem
attack.
they're running into is, I think, mana for the catch, as Sven hasn't been able to pick up a Blink Dagger yet. Looks like he's going straight BKB, and no lucky time lock for the Faceless Void.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. That would have been MLG bash right there, but Lion gets away with his life. Meanwhile, Broodmother is still pressuring this tier 3 up here.
My god. Yeah, I mean, you always know that the Broodmother's going to change the face of the game. It's just, sometimes it gets out of hand.
These are fast Guardian Greaves on Enigma.
Yeah, Stats was bringing up that he's beaten Aui's last hit, so he actually broke the record.
Yeah, he has 117 last hits at 16 minutes in the game. That is pretty impressive, and now it looks like Roche going to be scouted out. We've got Sven's...
Oh no!
Oh no, Broodmother! Well, it looks like Broodmother gets the kill on the Lina, but Puck gets the revenge, that sweet revenge, taking out the Spider for a little while, so I guess... At this point, Dire feel happy that they can at least push their lane out.
All of those spiders cleaned up by one Stormhammer.
Yeah, Sven's feeling...
for Chromaz.
That literally made it rain on him. He is going to go for the Sanj, so... Is he going to go for the BKB? No, it looks like he picks up the Ogre Club, but... not decided to follow through.
Okay, so I was really expecting a BKB, but I guess he's deciding that he's going for the cripple of the Sanj, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, SNY isn't bad at all, but again, I really think they need a BKB, especially up against Invoker and Lion, heroes that have a lot of magical lockdown.
Definitely, and even all of this, the silence coming out from Night Stalker can screw him too. Interesting choice. We'll see if it pays off, though. I mean, so far he's been playing a solid game, so I mean, he has my vote as far as...
Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to question the Sven right now. He's 4-0-2 at under 20 minutes, and, well, I think, Rest on Verba, they're looking really good. Wow, look at the overall net worth and XP charts. Looks like RNV. They are in the... Oh, here we go. Sorry, Invoker TPs, and we've got a Yules, we've got a Meatball, we've got a Deafening Blast. They're doing everything to lock this Sven down. Maybe he's trying to take someone out with him. Uses the God Strength. Will just smack down the Invoker before he has a chance to react. Can the Spider go down as well? No, it looks like Spider gets the kill on Sven, but the Eidolons from Enigma secure the last hit onto Sven. Meanwhile, at the bottom rune, we've got more action breaking out across the map as there's going to be a Chronosphere here, as well as a Black Hole. It looks like it is going to miss on the Ursa, but he walks back into it now. Puck trying to get out with the last fraction of his health bar, and Tom Crowley is going to get bashed up, taking a lot of damage from the Eidolons, is stuck in the Dream Coil. He will go down as well. Faceless Void going to be getting a lot of kills here, and they're chasing down Night Stalker too, but it's nighttime, and he is really fast. I don't know if they catch him this time.
Definitely not. That was the first time I've seen a Black Hole pull somebody out of a Chrono. The poor Lion was on the edge of a Chrono, and then he got pulled into the Black Hole. Like, that was... Holy cow, the stacking... We were talking about the combo earlier, but seeing it in action is...
That was actually last night. Team Secret did that up against C-Deck.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Same lineup of Faceless Void on the same team as Enigma and pulling him out of the Black Hole.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, they certainly learned from the pros here, and that was very well executed there as Rest on Verba gets some much-needed kills, and the Puck survives throughout that, which was very important as well.
Definitely. And going back to the fight top with the Broodmother, did you see Sven changed his targeting so he could get the cleave damage? Because the little Spiderites, they don't have any armor, or the Spiderlings. So he was using that to cleave to do more damage because Broodmother had 6 armor. So using that cleave to get the excess damage, that's why he started doing so much more damage there at the end. It was, I thought that was a really, really good use of mechanics in the game. Like, knowing that and getting it done is good things.
Yeah, and that was also just some really next level play in general. I would have had such a panic moment when I was being Yulesed up, smacked up, so much damage coming at me from all directions, but he really focused in, said, you know what, I'm going to be going down, but I'm going to get something out of it. And look at him just melt these spiderlings. That's got to be some nice gold in his pockets. He's got another 1,500 gold now. Probably going to be going for that Yasha soon, I guess.
Yep, and he dominates a range creep just to have a buddy hanging out with him.
You always need friends, man.
Never hurts. And so I feel like some animosity personally. I think Sven is he's like stupid broodmother. Like, you know, every time you play against Sven, you feel that rage, and I think he's feeling the broodmother rage.
Oh yeah, no, I'm feeling the broodmother range at this point, because she is just chipping away at this tier 3, slowly getting herself back up, slowly getting the lane back pushed out where it needs to be. We've got Tom Crowley scouting out the Roche. In fact, it's 20 minutes, and on a team with an Ursa and a Sven, we've got no Roches done just yet. Now Tom Crowley in some trouble, gets silenced there up, and is going to take a Dream Coil. He is going to stun himself up by getting out of the Dream Coil. I think this bear is as good as dead. Taking a Light Strike away, taking a Dragon Slave, and finally Faceless Void gets the kill for that. We're not going to see the end of the action. Here's Chrono being committed for a solo Lion, but now Night Stalker comes in. He wants to keep his little buddy alive. We're going to have a Hex here onto GBL. Miracle trying to do what he can, gets off the Earth Spike, but ends up just getting mashed down by the puck. Too much damage from that guy, and now I think Dire have their window to do Roche if they want to, but no, they have to defend up against this damn spider.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You hate to see it, like, you get those opportunities, but the positioning and the push from this broodmother have just been so perfect that they have to keep dealing with her. She's taken up all of the space, creating it so no matter what, they decide to go into Roche anyway. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do it in a fairly reasonable amount of time. That's even without the Sven. And Sven, he has the God Strength if he wants to do it. Sunstrike coming in from the Invoker. So Radiant know this is up. I don't think they get here in time, but they are going to use that opportunity to just smack here on the tier 3s. They're going to pick off Lena without much of a fight. Broodmother is going to be using that insatiable hunger, absolutely melting her down. I don't know if a Roche is worth so much damage on your racks. Now everyone's going to be TPing back. Enigma has no mana for a black hole. Spider's going to be taking a lot of damage here. Looks like Spider will end up, gets away out of the range of any sort of vision here from the Dire.
Oh man, they really needed that pickoff to make that Roche worth it. And now it's over half the damage on your tier 3 tower. I don't know if that was worth it.
And now it looks like stacked Ancients are going to go the way of Tom Crowley in a BM move, but no, Sven comes in, really nice game sense there from the Ursa, deciding, you know what, I'm not safe enough just farming these Ancients by myself with no vision.
He saw that range creep coming in, and he knew that Sven was going to be coming for his Ancients.
Yeah. So, overall, what is the pace of the game looking like? Do Dire still have a shot for this? I mean, they've got the Aegis on Sven. They've been taking some really crazy teamfights there with the Chronos and the Black Holes, but it seems like Radiant are just constantly applying pressure, and they're starting to tighten the noose.
I completely agree, but I would say that Dire still has a good shot because they have amazing high ground defense. It's just being able to get the Radiant to push together instead of just eating away with the spider on one hand and everybody else just farming the rest of the map. The problem they're having is they don't have the presence on the map to be able to deal with all this super annoying broodmother. So if they can get her down, get a couple pickoffs, they're definitely back in it.
Yeah, I mean, Dire, I don't think they're buying enough vision as they need to be. Sven, he's going to be the big initiator here. I know his slots are limited, but I think he needs to be holding Dust or a gem or something so he can follow Broodmother, he can track her down.
I agree, and his drums, he's down to 3 charges, so might be swapping those out soon.
Yeah, well, we've got Lena, she's got Dust. I mean, there's a couple sentries up here. We've got one on this high ground here, one in lane. Broodmother actually is just barely out of range of the sentry. Her legs are clipping the vision, but no, she's not going to be scouted out just yet. And now we've got rotations here on the bottom lane. Dire want to defend this tower. They don't want to lose any unnecessary map objectives, so they rotate both the Sven and the Faceless Void here. Void has Chrono, so if he needs to use it, he can. But over here, just goofing in the trees. We've got Tom Crowley. I don't think he's fitting to dive into this and take on 4 heroes, but he is almost at his BKB.
And that's going to be really scary if you're the Dire, because one of their main things they've been able to do is being able to stun that Ursa up and keep him from really doing the insane amount of damage he's capable of. Smoke up on the Dire.
Maybe trying to chase down the Broodmother? I mean, they know she's in the top. They don't know exactly where, so they don't know how far back to smoke and dust. So that's going to be a big question mark there. I'm not sure if they have the resources to scout her out.
Yeah, with no gem, only dust on Lena.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a really lucky guess, and they're going to have to hope she shows herself. I guess they're going in for kind of the strangle approach, making sure she can't get out. But I mean, if things get really, really hairy, she does have a TP as well.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, she does
so
show
much
herself.
time.
But looks like the target of the aggression is going to be Lion. I think he's straight up dead. He's going to go ahead. He hexes up the Sven, but Sven comes up and just one-hits him after that.
Poor little guy. Okay, they're pinging it out as the spiders look like they're going to go on Puck, but decides not to. Gets out of it.
Yeah, Broodmother definitely not underestimating MPG. Or sorry, not underestimating RNV, making sure that she's in a smart position and she can kind of deal if they have vision. She's not going to set herself up to be killed unnecessarily.
I like it. She's straddling the map so that way she can go either high ground or low ground. Doesn't have to really worry too much about being chased.
Yeah, we've got Sven here just kind of cleaning up, making sure their tower does not go down just yet, but Broodmother in a very spooky position is going to run straight into Enigma. Not going to be bumping on him just yet.
Enigma, who's finished up his BKB, surprisingly. He's got Greaves BKB, he's doing well.
He was really close last time. It looks like TG, he has that Invis rune. He's going to be giving some nice vision on the Dire. Dire now rotating in. They're really trying to secure this kill on Tom Crowley. Dream Coil is popped. Ursa gets his BKB delivered. That is fresh, shiny, new. Gotta watch the Courier, though. Faceless Void might try to take that on. Sven going to be going in distracted by the Courier, so he's not going to continue to chase down the Ursa, who I think has a free pass here. He's got a TP. He just has to get far enough in to use it. But no, the jaunt to the Illusory Orb might secure his death. We have a Yule's up on the Ursa. I don't think he's getting out of this one. He's going to show off his new BKB, but he's blocked in. And of course, the black hole goes through the BKB, slapped up. There's just so much damage. So unnecessary BKB charge and a dead Ursa.
Man, that's... the Chromaz slap chop machine is getting crazy.
Yep. Sven is now almost overtaking Invoker in terms of net worth.
An exciting pickup on Sven always is the Blink Dagger, which he just got. Now the engagements get real.
Alright, so it looks like Void gonna be taking a whole bunch of spiders right to the ass and ends up falling. And now it looks like Sven just gonna be on cleanup duty. I mean, I think that's still a worthwhile trade. You don't lose your tier 2. Void, never a great hero to have die, but it's certainly not the worst that fight could have gone. Now we've got Sven going in on Broodmother. He has vision of her. Lightstrike Array connects. They've got a secondary dust if they need it, so Sven gets another kill. That is certainly worth.
See, those are the few pickups they need, and like I said, with that Blink Dagger now, I think this was really gonna... if they play it right, I think RMV now have a decent chance at taking this game. They picked off the Broodmother, which was a huge pickup. They picked off the Ursa, and the two best pickups they could have gotten. Because without the Ursa, you don't have, their team fight's kind of crippled, and without the Broodmother, they can feel comfortable going around and farming the rest of this map.
Yeah, but
actually pushing towers.
Invoker has only died twice this match, and he's doing a very good job of split pushing, using those Forge Spirits, now no effects, just forced to rotate back into his own base to clean up to make sure the tier 3s don't take pressure. Looks like Dire, they're posturing to take this, Tier 2. Invoker's gonna go and cast the Yules up onto Sven, but he is just in a world of misposition. Tom Crowley goes in, he's an angry bear with a BKB, but doesn't even know who to start turning on. He just kind of stands there turning away and away, not deciding who to go on. It looks like Miracle will be another one to pay the price, so it's gonna be 4 dead on the side of Monster PC. Make that 5. There's a full wipe. RNV, they're back in this game.
Hey, I was finally right!
Yay, you got it!
Holy hell. That was an impressive team fight. Just being able to split up all of MPG and take that fight so convincingly was really well done by RMV there.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the net worth, now Sven is at the top of the chart. Taking a look at overall gold, it's right back to 0 here, and I think if these racks end up going down, it's certainly going to go in RNV's favor. And now Lion doing what he can to stop the pace of the fight, but he's just going to get killed. He uses the Finger of Death on the Sven, but Sven doesn't even care. And now we've got another Chronosphere here deep in the Radiant base. He's taking 2 tower shots from the tier 3s and tier 4s, so Void has to make sure to backtrack that damage, and now TC goes down again. So TG on the Invoker will end up falling. It's a second full team wipe, and now Night Stalker's back, but Night Stalker could not take on 4 very angry heroes on RNV.
That's the only way to describe what just happened. Good God! Like, holy hell. It was all 5 looking good for the defense, and then just the blinking around and movement from Sven, along with the Chronosphere, and all the disables coming out from RNV just really kept MPG from getting an attack plan online. And I think we're seeing the difference in how long they've been teams. MPG a little bit newer than RMV, and just the being in sync is really showing the difference between the two teams right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's partially that and partially just Broodmother got out Broodmothered, I think. Rax needed to be down on the dire side in order for MPG to carry this into the late game, and Broodmother did a great job applying pressure in the early and mid game, but now, I mean, Resna and Verba have a fantastic team in terms of dealing with just constant push. They've got Enigma with his little Eidolons, he can clear out lanes from far away. Lina with her maxed Dragon Slave now is going to do a lot of damage there. And of course Sven with that maxed Great Cleave is going to be fantastic. Now Enigma needs to watch out a little bit. Lion making himself shown, and, well, a hasted Enigma is just fine.
I love the aggression coming out from the Enigma. He blinked in, he was going for his Malefice, and then he just, the Ursa blinked away before he could.
Alright, so this is going to be a 3-man group up here. Yeah, Puck starting things off and just clearing out the waves, trying to force Radiant to maybe deal with this. Well, I don't know, Ursa maybe gets some more farm. Roche is back up, and that's going to be the second Roche of the game. If either team wants to go for that, I think it's a really crucial objective. But here, we've got Sven going in. He's going to pop that Warcry, so they're hitting fast, they're running fast. And Invoker, I mean, what's he going to do if he gets a 5-man Tornado, 5-man Meatball? They're still not going to kill as many heroes as they need to. Now Sven, he's going to BKB himself up on the backlines. Void just melts the Ursa like it's nothing, and now that is just a fed Sven if I've ever seen one. We've got a black hole, it completely wipes out the Invoker, and now poor little Night Stalker just has to go down. I think this has got to be GG, as Lion doing what he can to keep himself safe, but he just gets one shot. There's the GG coming out for Monster PC.
Oof. Man, that's Sven. Good God. Celebratory chrono.
Celebratory, trap your own team, and that's kind of funny. But yeah, what do you think this game went down to? Because both teams clearly had a lot of potential. I liked both drafts, and I mean, I'm not going to say either team played bad. It just seemed like there was such a momentum switch, and I'm not quite sure what caused it.
I think it came down to the timings. With Invoker doing more of his split push thing, he didn't farm quite as... I mean, he was farming excellently, but his build, he built to split push. He didn't go for, the Yules... not Yules, the... My brain is dying right now. He didn't go for Scepter, he didn't go for the mass fighting Invoker, so their plan of split pushing just took a little too long, and then all of a sudden Sven came out of nowhere, got a few kills. He came online so hard that they didn't have the armor or the kiting to deal with him. With only having the Lion Earth Spike, they couldn't slow him up enough, and once he had the BKB Blink, there was no stopping him.
Alright, well, we are going to head into Game 2 of this Best of 2 series very, very shortly. I think the lobby's already up, so hopefully you'll stick around and watch Game 2 of Resna and Verba versus Monster PC.